Hey, Shalom, Kol Halor, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Chakodash, the ones that apostles of great millstone that rule well, and Shalom to you brothers in the highways and byways doing the works sincerely and faithfully, continuing fighting that good fight of faith, Lord willing. We're finding that number to be delivered, but until then, we're going to keep putting our hands to the plow to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, find this word to be delivered up. And likewise for you sisters also, who trust and believe in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. May he have mercy upon you. All right. So I'm gonna spotlight just 1 Corinthians chapter 6. All right. I'm just gonna spotlight verses 9, 10, and 11, and bounce around a little bit. It ain't much, but Lord willing, it's edifying and it's received. So we're gonna jump right down to the point, starting at verse 9. Okay. 1 Corinthians 6 and 9, it says, "Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High?" All right. So, this isn't, you don't have to really be super deep to understand what's being said here. All right. And I think when you start breaking it down, there's a key word that you need to understand. And this particular word will give you understanding as to why it's making this statement. All right. And that word is inherit. All right. That's the action word, if you will, inherit. So let me read it again. It says, "Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High?" All right. So from there, let's look into this word inherit. Okay. This is inherit. It says receive money, property, or a title as an heir at the death of a previous holder. Right. Next drop down one to get, it says, what is the true meaning of inherit? And it says to receive from an ancestor as a right or title descendable by law at the ancestor's death. Okay? Descendable by law at the ancestor's death. So somebody has to pass over, into the spirit world in order for an inheritance to be awarded. Okay? It says to receive as a device or legacy, to receive from a parent or ancestor by genetic transmission. All right. So clearly we're looking at the methods and ways one can inherit something. All right. Let's go to the next drop down. What is the synonym of inherit? Drop that down. Okay. So these are words that also are similar, but may be spelled differently and have the same basic meaning. It says acquire, derive, obtain, receive, succeed, take over. These are strong match codes. Acid, get. Okay? So these are some of the words that are similar to inherit. Okay? But we're going to get down to why it is asking, or why it is making a statement about the unrighteous not being able to inherit it. Okay, next drop down. What does inherit mean in family? Something you receive from your parents, grandparents, or other family members is inherited, whether it's a personality trait or a house in the Catskills. Some things are inherited genetically, like blue eyes, and others are inherited legally, like money or property you receive as an heir when someone dies. Okay? So that's it on the drop. One last drop down. What did you mean by inheritance? It says an inheritance is a financial term describing the assets passed down to an individual after someone dies. Most inheritances consist of cash that's that's packed in a bank account, but may contain stocks, bonds, cars, jewelry, automobiles, art, antiques, real estate, and other tangible assets. All right. So in our case, we're going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High. All right. So now let's go back. Let's get back. Now that we understand what the word inherit means, let's read from the top. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Now, in order to inherit something, you have to be alive. Okay? You have to be alive in order to inherit something. So I'll give you a quick example. If a man's parents puts together their last will and testament, and these parents have this only son, and this son dies before his parents do, what happens with that inheritance? It doesn't go to that son. Why? Because he's dead. He passed away. Okay, he went back to the spirit world. So that inheritance never gets passed down to their only sole son because he passed away. All right. So what we're reading here is the same exact thing that verse 9 is talking about, because the unrighteous are going to die before the inheritance comes. So as we continue on in verse 9, it says, be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkard, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Okay? So these things that we just read are all things that are going to put the unrighteous to death, if you will. All right? It's very simple. They're not going to inherit the kingdom, because the kingdom is when the Lord comes down, brings us, delivers us, sets us in our own land and sets us up. That's going to be us inheriting the kingdom. These individuals who pass away, or get put to death, they're ultimately going to come into the kingdom, but they're not going to come in under the understanding of the inheritance, because by that time Yahweh Shai is going to be back on the earth. So what's going to happen with these people is they're going to be born into rulership. They're going to be born into prominence. All right? And this is all that means. It's no big mystery or no big, super duper breakdown. You cannot inherit anything if you are dead. Now, let's go down to verse 11. It says, and such were some of you. Why? Because before we were taken out of darkness, we repented. We've heard about this word. We prayed to the Lord. He supped with us. He gave us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right? So it says, and such were some of you. But ye are washed. But ye are sanctified. But ye are justified in the name of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by the Spirit and by the Spirit of Yahweh Yahushua. You see? So we were once in that stead before we was, taken out of darkness. But the unrighteous, they're going to bathe themselves in their unrighteousness. And all this is saying is, because they have not, turned away from their wickedness, they have not repented, they're going to die before Yahweh Shai delivers us up and puts us back into the kingdom. Hence, that's how we're going to inherit it. We are going to be alive to inherit it. All right. From there, let me go. Let me take you here. No, better yet, let me go to this other one here. Let me go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, and I'm jump down to 17. Verse 17 says, "Then we, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord." All right? So we that are alive are going to be caught up in the air. But and then as this process continues, we're going to receive the inheritance of the kingdom. All right? But anybody that's not caught up and anybody that's not alive is not going to receive that inheritance. Okay? So going back, what else we got here? This is the blue letter. This is Strong's G 28 and 16. It's Claronameo. Let me hit it.
Strong's G 2816. Claronameo. Claronameo.
Claronameo. All right. And let's go to the Bible usage. Okay, show Strong's info. And it says to receive a lot, received by lot, especially to receive a part of an inheritance, receive as an inheritance, obtained by right of inheritance. Okay, to be an heir, to inherit. To receive a portion assigned to one, receive an allotted portion, receive as one's own or as a possession, to become partaker of or obtain. All right? All these things, a man must be alive for it to actually take effect. All right? A man must be alive in order for it to take effect. If you are dead, you can't receive a lot. If you're dead, you can't receive an inheritance. If you're dead, you can't receive or be an heir. Okay? And that's basically it. You know, that's basically what we have here. All right, so let me go back up to the top and read verse 9 now that we have a little more understanding on it. I think a lot of people is getting tripped up when it says, "Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High?" All right, and that is only because these individuals are going to die before they ever get to see, you know, the chariots beaming us up or being on a chariot, Lord willing, and getting dropped down. That's all it is. That's all that is. So if you're caught up and you're alive, Lord willing, you'll get to see the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. And the Lord, once he, you know, descends us back down to the planet, you know, puts everything in order, and we're going to receive the kingdom. Anybody that gets put to death before that is going to come back through the men and the women that the Lord has delivered. Okay? And then when they come back, they're going to come back born into rulership. They're going to come back born into kingship. So therefore, there's not going to be any need for an inheritance to be passed down, because everything's going to be already in order. All right? So I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, it was edifying, and you get a little understanding out of it. Again, like I said, it's not too difficult to understand. You know, it doesn't need a big super duper breakdown. You know, the unrighteous are going to and continue in their unrighteous deeds, so they're going to be put to death before we get the kingdom, which is the inheritance. So with that, Lord willing, you was edified. I'm gonna say shalom to the next one.